Hey guys, before we get into this video, I just wanted to kind of do a brief editor update, I guess you'd call it. Basically, I opened the box and didn't really know what was going on. When you watch the video, you'll notice that I'm opening packs, not getting anything higher than a rare, and I'm confused. I'm like, what the hell's going on? There is supposed to be higher rares than rarities, and so Ravaged Lands was their base set. That was their alpha base set. And basically, what happened about 2 years ago, when Future Lore Studios, which is Legion's Realms of War, Future Lore Studios, they made their first printing, and they messed up the algorithm. The specific wording was basically it was done by hand, very detailed algorithms, as a result, some amount of boxes unfortunately had renown rares missing when they were packed. So basically, it's supposed to have at least 2 renown rares, on top of all the rares, obviously. But that didn't happen. So they were under the impression that they had gotten all of those boxes out of circulation, because when they do these boxes, they do them in batches. So that batch number that was messed up should have been pulled, but you know, obviously we're human and things happen. One of the cool things is they were willing to just send me out a box free of charge, to replace that box, and this one should be fine. But I just wanted to give an editor's update prior to you watching the video, knowing that the box is all rares. It is really weird, but it's kind of cool, because this is a very rare occurrence. This is kind of like an uncirculated box, even though there's nothing worth anything in it, but the experience is, while bad, unique and cool that it was caught on camera. So yeah, just wanted to give that update. I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome to 25 Days of Cardboard on Cardboard Odysseys. I'm Matt, your guide on this festive journey through the world of cardboard games. Each day leading up to Christmas, we'll unwrap a new adventure in collectible card games, board games, and all things gaming related. So grab your gaming beverage, settle into your gaming chair, and let's dive into the joy of cardboard. Welcome to 25 Days of Cardboard, where every day is a game day and every game is a holiday treat. Thanks for watching. Today we have a opening of Ravaged Lands, which is a product from Legion's Realms of War from Future Lore Studios. Basically, I bought these boxes back at like Gen Con, and well, right shortly after we got back from Gen Con, but I saw this game there. I've played it a few times. It's actually, I think it has a lot of potential, but there's not many people that know about it. And it seems like it's like struggling in this era right now where there's like nobody really pushing it. I can do my part and say that the game is very good. It kind of reminds me of Commander. But it's like a game built specifically for Commander, where you have your Warlord, which is basically your commander, and you have your you have other things as well that are kind of like partners, which are your Guardians, and then there's also Veils, which is kind of like the sort of global enchantment kind of. A lot of similarities, and a lot of things that are different, and the few times that I've played, I was pleasantly surprised that it actually was pretty fun. It's difficult to get games going because I don't know anybody else that plays, unfortunately. So I have only played a few times, but hopefully I'll be able to get together with Pat and play some more games for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the box opening. I've got 3 boxes from them that I ordered. I purchased this one, but they did provide me a blister pack of Frontiers, which is not this one, but when that one gets to it, I guess it's kind of a sponsored video, but I did spend money on all the stuff that, like this, I bought this, and I bought the other things that I'm going to open on the channel as well. Unfortunately, I don't know, like, single prices. I don't exactly know how that's gonna work, or how that is, like, I don't know how to tell if a card's worth a lot of money or not. I know the rarity, like, there's like Elysian rares, and there's like, I think there's foils and normal rares. From what I understand, this is first edition, and from what I understand, they are going to do reprints, but they're going to be done in a similar way to like Flesh and Blood, where like they're supposed to be like reprinted worse, meaning like the symbol's going to be different. I'll open one of the packs and I'll show on the cards. And also, I'm very curious to see if the foils that we get, if they're going to be straight or not. By straight, I mean flat. There's been some unfortunate things every now and then. There's these foils that are pringling in every game, really, but in Legion's Realms of War is no different as well. So down here, you'll see the number of stars equals the rarity. The more stars, the better, obviously. And then if like you see like a bunch of stars and like a silver swoop in like that, that's a really good card. It's going to be like, I think it's called the Elysian Rare. So the symbol here, you'll see this gold symbol. That represents that it's first edition printing, and I'm guessing, from what I understand, silver will be a reprint. So I'll just kind of go through these cards here. This, I believe, is the first set. Ravaged Land, I believe, is the first set. These would be the uncommons. This would be the rare at 3 stars. This is a token here. And common there. So it looks like the rare is in the middle of the pack, which is the smart thing to do. Definitely you don't want it at the end or the beginning. We'll look at the rares and kind of see what they are. If we can zoom in a little bit more. Alright, so we've got this one. One of the things that they do strangely is the words on the side, or the name of the card on the side. I don't know if I'm sold on that. It's just easier. You hold the card like this. It just makes sense to be able to have the name up top. And it wouldn't really change much about the card. It just kind of makes it different. I'm not entirely sure why they chose that route. Once we get Taylor on the podcast, I'll definitely ask him about that. Another thing that people have an issue with is the text. The text is very small for our older folks. I can read it just fine in person, but I can definitely tell you that you're not going to read it from across the room. Yeah, so this one is Born of the Blastforged Fire. Bloodborne. Bloodborne is like it's like the only mana that there is really in the game. There is Bloodborne, and there is alchemy points, I believe. And Bloodborne is basically, you're paying with your life total. So whenever you see a cost with Bloodborne in it, it's typically going to be a very powerful card. So additional cost to cast this card, discard 2 Blastforged cards from your hand, deal 15 damage to target player's Warlord, okay? And you cannot attack with any of your Dwarf Warriors on the turn you activate this card. You can only activate 1 Born of Blastforged Fire per turn. It's interesting. 15 damage, you're taking 10, so you're gaining 5 up damage on them, but you can't attack with any of your Dwarf Warriors. Very interesting. I'm not entirely sure how good that would be. It's kind of like the biggest burn damage card that I've seen so far. But I've only played with the starter decks. This is the first actual booster box that I'm opening. I've opened some packs, but there's a basic warrior, and yeah, sometimes it's just a standard warrior. Oh yeah, the creatures. This is a creature, by the way. The creatures just have an attack. They don't have an HP. So basically, think of this as like a 3/3 creature, 3 HP, 3 attack. If the attack reaches 0, then they die. Same thing with the attack 4 warrior here. Just very simply, no HPs. Bloodborne costs 4. Negate the conscription of 1 warrior with an attack of 3 or more, then eradicate the warrior. That's pretty good. I mean, I haven't seen many of these kind of cards where this is basically negating a summon, which is interesting. There's no limitations on how many times you can summon. Oh no, you can conscript only 1 warrior per turn, unless a card says you can do otherwise. And negating a conscription of a warrior is pretty interesting. Well, only 1 creature summon per turn. Okay, so that was uncommon. And then the rare here is Ethereal Gates of the Unbound. Once per turn, you may manifest 1. So ACT is basically like an enchantment. It stays out there, and you can use it multiple times. So this gives the ability, once per turn, you can manifest 1 Tartarian spell? What is that? Tartarian Strix. Titan Warrior token. Attack 2 to your side of the field. And then once per turn, you can bestow +1 attack to all Titan Warriors and Tartarian Strix on your side of the field. If this card is eradicated by the effect of a Titan card, you can manifest up to 3 Tartarian Strix Titan Warrior tokens from your side of the field. Seems very strong. Seems like it would be pretty useful. I like the Angels. The Angels have pretty good art, and they look pretty nice. Some of the cards in the starter decks, I don't really like the way they look. But obviously that's going to be personal preference on what you like and what you don't. Is this the Tartarian? Oh, this is just Dwarven. Darfone the Ailman. So far just rares, nothing crazy. Value of these boxes, they are out of print, but you can get them for about, I think these are going for $80 or $90. And I guess once the game takes off, realistically, I wouldn't mind having one of each of these boxes on the shelf to just have just in case the game takes off. Plus, I think the game is good. I think the game will gain traction. I think one of the biggest problems that we're having right now is that glare. Oh, here we go. Glare. Glare of the Mystic Fire beings. Consume 10. Consume, I believe, is from your alchemy points. All of Mystic Fire, Mystical Beast warriors control cannot be attacked by target player's warriors until the end of the turn. If this, and you can even see, like, this is pretty hard to read. It's kind of full art style, but it's still hard to see, hard to read because it's like the pictures in the background and the text is small. If the card is in your discard pile except the turn it was sent there, you may consume 10 and eradicate this card. All opponent's warriors that battle Mystic Fire, Mythical Beast warriors on your side of the field return to their original attack and power till end of turn. Interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, I think one of the reasons why I think that the game hasn't really taken off is because there's like 15 TCGs coming out all at once. You know, Flesh and Blood, you got MetaZoo, there's just a lot. Lorcana, you've got the Magic the Gathering, obviously, you've got, there's like a Digimon one, there's one called Soul Forge, I think, there's another one called Alpha Clash, and you've got the really good one, Grand Archive. There's just so many that are all coming out all at the same time, and they're all competing for the same, I mean, realistically, everybody's going to try to play all the new card games. And then Lorcana was plagued with the massive amount of like not being able to actually buy the product. A little bit of miscut from, like, definitely not the best cutting from the factory, but from what I understand, the later sets have better quality. It makes sense. A brand new, basically an indie developer. They're not going to be able to get the top quality printing from the get-go. It takes a lot of money to get these things printed, I'm sure. Wrath of the Doomdrake. Bloodborne 10. Manifest up to 5 shambling skeleton undead warrior tokens. Attack 2 to your side of the field. See, that's like you get 5 straight dudes right off the rip. And you do have a limited number of creatures you have on the field as well. There's like a certain number of spots, and the playmat actually dictates how many creatures you can have. Similar to what I believe Yu-Gi-Oh has the same kind of limitation. I think. It's been a while since I've played. Then deal X damage to all opponents' warriors, where X is the amount of shambling skeletons you have on your side of the field. Wow, this seems insane. If this card is sent from the deck to the discard pile, you can manifest up to 5 shambling skeletons to your side of the field. Holy crap, this card seems nuts. Seems fun. What is that? It's just a little hatchling, Phoenix hatchling. Burning Creation by Mystic Fire. Pretty cool. Yeah, that rare could be worth something. I don't know. Seems very strong. Summon 5 dudes for 10 life. I wonder what the print run is like for these sets. Like how many boxes were printed? Because they did say that on their website, if you go to Legion Realms at war.ca, they do say that these are all out of print. For the first editions, now like I said, they do plan to reprint other things. Maravin's Ancient Text. Consume 20. Search your deck for up to 2 Hero Unified cards. Add them to your hand. You can only activate 1 Maravin's Ancient Text per turn. I mean, that's basically like a Demonic Tutor, but 2 cards instead of 1. They're limited on what it can do, so I guess it's more like a Mystical Tutor where it's limited on what it can do. That looks pretty cool. I like that. Fiery Beasts. Token. There are some like really special super like I think you can pull warlords from within these packs. Otherwise you would get them from the starter decks. I did buy all the starter decks. And there's some of the warlords that you can pull that are super rare that you actually can't play, which is very strange to me because they need their veil. A veil is basically like the realm that they're from or the realm that they're maybe in charge of. And if you can't play their veil, you can't play the warlord. So the veil of the things that I'm talking about They're just not out yet. This kind of reminds me of Faithless Looting, that really like controversial art of Faithless Looting. I think it's probably just because of the red dress. I think he even has a scale in that one as well. This looks very Faithless Looting like. Here's the rare. We've got the Orc-Bane Potion of Exhuming. I played the Orcs. The Orcs seem really strong. Additional cost to cast this card. Discard 1 card from your hand. Bloodborne 6. You pay 6 life. And then target 1 Orc-Bane Unified or Fortified card and 1 Orc-Bane Warrior card in your discard pile. Add the targeted cards to your hand. And if you do, revive the targeted warrior to your side of the field. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. Okay, it's like a Eternal Witness, basically, but land. Token, Unified. That looks pretty good. I like that. Cool. Then a warrior. What is this thing? Liquidius, the Majestic Sea Dragon. Looks pretty cool. No foils yet. I actually don't know if this set even has foils at this point. Either that or they're really rare. Foil? I mean, it's possible that this just doesn't have any foils at all. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Focusing on the rares because reading every single card, I don't know what any of these cards do for the most part, unless it's in the starter deck. I have no idea. But I figure focus on the rares, the more relevant ones probably, and then we can get an idea. Forever Unstoppable, Unified, so it's like an enchantment. Once per turn, you can eradicate 1 unstoppable card from your hand face up, then draw 1 card. From what I understand, I think eradicate means go to the exile. There's like a graveyard, and then I think there's exile. And I think that this symbol typically messes with eradicate, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Once per turn, we can Bloodborne 8 and target 1 unstoppable card in your eradication zone and 1 warrior on your side of the field. And the target unstoppable card to your hand, then destroy the target warrior on the field. Yeah, so they can get stuff back from exile, basically. There's the Shambling Skeletons that you can summon with that 1 card that I think is good. And then you've got Release the Fallen Inner Demon. Interesting. Ooh, look at that guy. It's pretty good. Sleepy by Putrid Puppet of Sickness. Sleepy by. Very interesting. The box. Actually, you know what? The packs might show if they have any foils or not. Sometimes they've got it printed on the bottom here. Okay, yeah, so here we go. This set includes 260 cards to collect, 30 for each legion, and 20 additional Bounty Realm cards. 8 common tokens, 99 commons, 88 uncommons, 40 rares, 18 renown rares, 10 exalted rares. This box includes 24 packs of 10 cards, 1 rare or higher card per pack. Each pack consists 6 commons, 3 uncommons, and 1 rare or higher card. It does not say anything about foils. That's what I just read. Alright. A deer! Or an elk. What is that? Got dirt for nipples or leaves? Leaves for boobs? Booby leaves. Band of Fire and Ice. Looks pretty cool. Rebirth in the Phoenix Flames. Bloodborne 10, you can play this card if your mystical beast warrior or warlord is Shalara, the Phoenix Fire. That's another thing they have. They have a lot of cards that are like themed towards the warlord specifically, and you can't play it unless you have that warlord, so like this one here. Manifest up to 5 Phoenix Hatchling Mythical Beast Warrior tokens at attack 2 to your side of the field. Okay, so it's like that other card, but instead of Shambling Skeletons, it's Phoenix. Phoenixes. Phoenix Eye? What's the plural of Phoenix? Just Phoenix? If you control a face-up every of the Phoenix Flames when you activate this card, you can also search your deck for 1 Phoenix Flame Unified card and add it to your hand. One interesting thing about this game is that you know how like in Magic the card type is like somewhere else? This is the card type up top, right? Or I mean, kind of like the creature type. So like when it says Phoenix Flame, it literally means it has to have Phoenix Flame in the name. So the name matters. It's very strange. Did we get a Phoenix token? Sure didn't. Hope you guys are enjoying the Christmas music in the background. And I apologize. One of the video, or two of the deck techs that I did, I might actually re-record. We'll see how I feel. But the music is just so much louder. It shouldn't be that much louder in this video. And if it is, I'm gonna rewatch it right after I record it, and I'm gonna be sad if it is. Because I'm trying to use the creator music from YouTube for any free. This is just a bunch of free Christmas music. Figure it makes sense, get in the holiday spirit, and not have to worry about copyright or any of that stuff. Or 25 days of cardboard, of course. Alright, our rare here is the Uthrall Blesses the Orcbane Chosen. Consume 15 and Bloodboard 15. You must have 15 or more Orcbane cards in your discard pile to activate this card. That seems very difficult. Target 3 Orcbane Orc Warriors on your side of the field. Bestow attack 15 to the targeted warriors until end of turn. That seems insane. You can only activate 1 Uthrall Blesses per turn. Wow, that's 45 power on the board. That's kind of insane. I forget if you can attack directly to your opponent's warlord or not. Frost Wolf token. I forget how attacking works exactly. I think you might be able to block for your warlord if you have a hero up. I'm not entirely sure. Probably, it makes sense. But if you can't, man, you're done messed up. 45 damage on that one card. Definitely a late game card, getting 15 cards in the graveyard, and specifically Orcbane cards. I'm gonna get something spicy. Just getting rares. Grim Grimoire, Chapter 1. Consume 10. All Grim Undead Warriors currently on your side of the field gain Perish. Target 1 warrior on the field, deal 3 damage to the targeted warrior. Perish, I'm guessing if your character dies, they get to, like, deal damage to another warrior. If this card was sent from the deck to the discard pile by this effect, in Grim card, target 1 Grim Grimoire in chapter, not card, in your card, add the targeted card to your hand. You only activate 1 per turn. Very interesting. What is this? Oh, this is the Tartarian Strix tokens, which they are some really fugly looking things. Then you just have a unicorn. What did the rarities say there was? So there are Renown and Exalted. I've just pulled none of them so far. I have to imagine similar to Magic, where a rare is like probably not worth a ton. I guess one of the benefits of these not being foil, at least so far, is they're not going to warp. I don't think I've ever had a non-foil warp, so that'll be good. Divine Denial of the Seraphim. It's a monkish angel looking fella. When this card is first activated, you can bestow 1 holy counter to all face-up Seraphim angel cards on your side of the field. Then once per turn, you can remove 6 holy counters from your side of the field and target 1 face-up unified card on the field, negate the activation or the effect, and destroy the targeted card. Yeah, so that was in the angel starter deck that Pat played. Getting a Satchling token, another Seraphim card. So it has Seraphim in the name, so that would matter for that card there. But it's not a creature. Where's the juice? I think the Exalted and the Renown. What was it? The Exalted and the Renown? The Renown and the Exalted. Yeah, I think they. I don't know if they're necessarily foil, but I know they have like shiny stars. Like a cheat way to see if there's a foil, to see if the cards are warped. Again, I don't know if the Ravaged Lands. I forget which order the boxes came out in. Ravaged Lands. I'm not entirely sure if it's the first set or if it's the most recent set. But I know Empire. I'm fairly certain Empires on the Rise is later than Ravaged Lands. I think Ravaged Lands is the first one. All right, the Grand Ale House. Once per turn, you place 1 ale counter on this card. Once per turn, you're going to remove 2 ale counters from this card and target 1 warrior and place a targeted warrior on top of its owner's deck. If this card is destroyed by the card effect, search your deck for 1 ale house card for every 2 ale counters on it when it was destroyed. Huh. Interesting. The lower... What is that? Principalities. Lower principalities. Kind of reminds me of Sarah Angel. Looks pretty good. I like it. And then you've got, you know, you got a spider coming out of her mouth. So, Katrina Prutrid, the Vile Bile Princess. Alright. Halfway through the box, and so far, not a single thing higher than a rare. So, you know, that's good. Mystic Fire Baby Dragon Sparkmaw. 2/2 warrior, or a 2-attack warrior. Out of renown right here. Nope, just a normal rare. My box is rigged. Drain the Magic Quarry. Consume 5, eradicate all unified cards in all players' discard piles. Interesting. So in a lot of the games we play, there is graveyard hate, but this is graveyard hate for a very specific card. Very weird. Kind of like it. It's free. I mean, well, I mean it's 5 alchemy points basically, but you know, you start off with about normally I think it's about 50, and the alchemy points is based on the guardian that you pick for your character. I don't think a guardian's required, but I don't know that you would ever want to not play with a guardian unless there's like maybe a format where you don't play with a guardian or something. That'd be interesting. I think, to my knowledge, there's just one format. I'm fairly certain it's a multiplayer game. Oh. Nope. You've got Gartork, the Hero Hunter, a 1-attack warrior, Shockwave? Shockwave. When this warrior enters the battlefield, you target one warrior on field, and with 2 or less, destroy the warrior. Rampage. When this warrior battles another warrior with the attack less than the Rampage warrior deals damage. That is trample. Alright. It has 1 attack. I guess if you, of course, get it, you know, 15 power, like that with that other card, you'll have the juice. Wonder if this is going to be like a Magic the Gathering experience where you pay like 50-60 bucks for a box, or I guess in this case, I feel like I paid 70 for the box, or maybe 84. And then get like $0 back. It's gonna be very hard to tell how well this box did because I have no idea of singles sites because they're not a TCG player yet. One day. What is that? That looks way more epic than just a vanilla 4-attack warrior. Huh, another rare. You've got Advance of the Fallen Armies. Additional cost to cast this card, discard 2 cards, plus Bloodborne 6. Search your deck for 2 Fallen Demon Warriors and 2 Fallen Unifieds, not named Advance of the Fallen Armies. That makes sense. And then add them to your hand. Okay. Pretty good tutor. I mean, you're discarding 2, so you're using 3 cards to get 4. Not amazing, but not terrible. You have to discard 2 cards as well. I guess it depends on what kind of deck you're playing. I'm fairly certain the factions cannot be mixed, because your Warlord dictates what faction of the cards you can play. It's not like you could run 2 different factions and try to... I mean, maybe one day? I don't know. It'd be very interesting. Like partnered warriors. Oh, opens you up to 2 different factions. Right here. Plateau of the Prevailing Winds. All players targets 2 cards on their respective sides of the field. Return all the targeted cards back to the bottom of the respective owner's decks in a random order. Then all players draw 1 card. All players target 2 cards on their respective side of the field. So each player gets to choose what they put on the bottom? Very interesting. It has no cost, so like... Yeah, it's not terrible. Although giving them the choice is not great. Because, like, there might be a thing where they want to do that. Same with yourself, of course. I'll be honest, if I don't get a single Exalted or Renown, I will be pretty disappointed. I think if the number, there's a lot of rares. No, only 42 rares, 18 renown rares, and 10 exalted. So, I mean, the odds should be decent, right? I should get at least one. I don't know how the pull rate is. I'm still not going to get it. Maybe the pull rate's bad. Set fire to the world. Bloodborne 10, consume 10. Additional cost to play this card, discard a demon card from your hand. Destroy all unified and fortified cards on a target player's side of the field. Then increase all target players' cooldowns by 1 turn. Little tempo play here. Tempo and destruction, of course. Yeah, there are cooldowns on your command, or on your warlord, and your veil, and your guardian. Maybe. I haven't played with the guardian. I'm not entirely sure on that. I have one of the best guardians, I think. It feels like a very powerful guardian. She like lets you mulligan a second time for free or something along those lines. Maybe I'll pull a guardian. Light Sprite of the Everbright. Orcs look so... I mean, I guess they're orcs, but I think they look so silly to me. They just look kind of goofy. The orcs in this world, that is. Another rare. Primordial Prophet of Light, Phoebe. She's like Master of the Galaxy, man. Attack. It's just attack one warrior with retrieve. When this warrior enters the play, the controlling player targets one unified or fortified card in their discard pile, adds it to your hand. Okay, so this is actually Eternal Witness. But it also has Wisdom. When this warrior enters the battlefield, the controlling player looks at the top 2 cards of their deck, then adds 1 to their hand in the bottom. Oh, it's just a better Eternal Witness. Pretty good. Very low attack, but it has entered the battlefield. Maybe there's ways to get benefits by, like, well, not necessarily looping that, but you know. Retrieving it from the graveyard. Maybe getting some benefits that way. We got Primordial of Flame Clemene? Interesting. Like one of the cards from the still does residual magic. Card. This face-up card cannot be destroyed by fortified cards. What is it? Oh, it's a unified. Once per turn, you can target one Orc-Bane unified card in your discard pile. The targeted card cannot be an act. I forget what act stands for. Active? Unified card and eradicated. If you do, activate the eradicate card's effect. Interesting. Eradicator, move to the exile, but then you get to activate it right away. I like being able to interact with the graveyard. I think the next League deck that I'm making for December, I think I've already made it, but it's Sauron Lord of the Rings. I've made him in a Reanimator style shell, and it definitely looks strong. Obviously, Reanimator's always strong. It's got the big bombs, and you reanimate him. It's great. But we'll see. It's a no combo month, pre-con no combo, so it should be more powerful because of not having to worry about people comboing out. So I'll be able to get to the mid to late game. And what is that guy? He looks pretty cool. Got 3 eyes. Titanic Caster of the Black Magic. Looks like an anime character right there. And boom, Exalted Rare, right? Nope, still. Oh, this is, I actually have a foil one of these. This is one of the cards that I pulled. Might have been from Ravaged Lands. There might actually be foils, and maybe I'm just the most unlucky man in the world. Grimoire of the Grim Princess. When this warrior enters the play, the controlling player offers their deck to the opponent to cut. The opponent cuts the deck, and well, it says offers, so they don't have to, but the opponent has to. Anyways, and the controlling player draws a card from the pile the deck was cut to, then return the deck back to its original position. What a weird way to do that, but it's interesting. It's different, and I like it. And then when it dies, target one warrior on the field with the original attack power 2 or less and destroy it. Okay. You know what? I feel like I was given one pack when I was at Gen Con, and I feel like either that or I just got that foil from somewhere. I don't actually 100% know if... I mean, I'm like 90% sure that's the foil. But like, I have pulled a single foil from this box, so if there is foils in these packs, they're the rarest thing on the planet. Because I have 2 packs left. Three packs left, plus this one. Still, nothing more than a rare. Interesting. Glinting Lance of Xenon. Arm. I forget if that's like a armor or something like that. This card can only be equipped. Yeah, so I guess it's like an equipment, okay. Equipped to a warrior on your side of the field with attack power 4 or less. Bestow +4 attack to the warrior, okay. You can only control one face-up Glinting Lance of Xenon, and if this card leaves play, you can target one card on the field and destroy the targeted card. Pretty good. Decent equipment right there. +4 attack is pretty huge. I think the highest base attack on a card is 5. That's the highest I've seen. So augmenting their attack, not only it's not only increasing their actual attack, but also increases their life. I'm fairly certain if I remember correctly that your attack does get reset back at the end of the turn. I think. So having a higher attack also makes you stay on the field longer. Oh, give me the juice. Nothing. The worst box ever. Maybe. I mean, maybe I'm like wrong. Like, I'm fairly certain 3 stars is just rare. Niboosh, the Mystic Fire Djinn. She's cute. And she's on fire. Perish. You can target one Mystic Fire Mythical Beast Warrior on your side of the field and destroy the target warrior. Search your deck for one Phoenix Flames Mystical Beast card and add it to your hand. It has double Perish. You can manifest up to 2 Hatchling Mystical Beast tokens to attack 2. Why double Perish? Very strange. You have to pick? Huh. Alright, 2 packs left. See if I got the most unlucky box in the world, or if maybe the last 2 packs. Or maybe I'm just wrong. Well, no, I just read it. Maybe 3 stars doesn't mean it's not an Exalted or not a Renowned. Maybe I just don't know. I'm fairly certain that's not the case. I'm fairly certain the number of stars means I have other cards. Lots Crystallized Salt. Bloodborne 12. This card is always treated as Lost Messiah card. Okay. Negate all corrupt, swipe, plunder, and retrieve effects until the end of turn. Then deal 1 damage to target player's warlord for each Lost Messiah card in your eradication zone. I don't know what the heck any of corrupt, swipe, plunder, or retrieve. I have no idea what any of those mean. Huh. Ooh, that's very colorful. I like that. What's that? Elemental Sprite Gathering. Okay, she's spirit bombing. Interesting. Alright, last pack. I wonder if they have any boxes that are like, I'll say bugged. Bugged is the first word that comes to my mind. But like misprinted boxes where like you don't get all the actual rarity you're supposed to get. Like if I don't get anything higher than a rare in my entire box, which it seems to be the case, it feels like a massive mistake, right? Like an entire box and I only got 3 stars. Anti-magic resistance force. Bloodborne 10, consume 10. You can only play this card if your hero guardian is the mystic druid leader of the hood. Negate the activation of target player's unified card and destroy it. Target player can activate another unified card for the rest of the turn. Alright. And then wolf token, boom, dragon. Thanks for watching everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next one.